Hey guys and gals, if you're watching, what I got here is a Briggs Model Z. I picked it up in an auction, I don't know, like a year ago. Yeah, I've been kicking it around on the floor. It's been sitting here. Figured it'd be time to dig it out, get into it. This is not going to be one of those restoration videos that you see a lot of people doing, but it's going to be one of them. Will it run? You know, what's wrong with it? What will it take to get it running? So anyway, let's get into it. I'll give you a quick run around, show you what it's like up close. Give you a quick close-up of it before we get into it. Briggs Model Z. Coming early, I think it's 1938, serial number 77517. Got a few unique features on it. This big funky marine flywheel right there. I'm guessing it was using probably a marine application of some sort. Sediment bowl, shut-off valve. We have the exhaust adapter where the muffler went looks a little different, so it's probably, I'm guessing, using a marine application. Haven't gotten into it a whole lot. Don't even know if it has spark. Don't even know if it has compression. Picked it up real cheap for a song at auction, so I don't know. Let's turn into it and see if we can't get it running. Hey, there is one thing I really want to show you. You guys, you got to check this out. I mean, you look in a gas tank. Usually there's sludge and crud and all kinds of, crap in there. But this tank is actually really, really clean. So, yeah, I'm really surprised. So, anyway, back at it. So, anyway, I wonder what the oil looks like in this friggin' thing. It actually looks pretty good. Not black. Usually get these things are all black. I'm surprised there's actually even oil in there. Usually get these things all black, nasty, dirty. So somebody took care of it. At least tried to take care of it anyway. Makes you wonder why they actually decommissioned it. So, spark. Let's see if we got any spark. So, I don't know what's next. Let's see. I wonder if she's got any compression. Yeah. A little, see what's happening. Well, there's your answer. No compression. Oh, smell that. Smell of old oil. Gotta love it. I'm guessing probably no compression. Well, not probably no compression, but there's probably no spark either. That would explain why they decommissioned this motor or took it out of service. And all the above. Let's see here. I got an old beaver spark plug here. We'll fill this in. Just your cracks and grins here. See if I can get a good ground there. See what we got. And as I figured, no spark. No surprise. As long as it's probably been sitting in somebody's barn for years and years. Points are probably all fouled up and gunked up. But so no compression, no spark. But hey, we got good oil. So anyway, let's yank this head off. Let's see if we can. Jeez, those weren't tight at all. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Man, probably could have gave her a little clean power washing, all the above, but. Probably get this out of the way. Oop. Dropping things already. I knew that guy. Alright, so I went ahead and pulled the head off this guy. And let's see, let's turn the camera on here so you can see what's going on. So if I grab the crank wheel here, let's see. As you can see, I got a piston going up and down. Got an intake valve going up and down, but I do not have an exhaust valve going up and down. So that would explain kind of what's going on. But I gotta tell you, the cylinder actually looks pretty doggone good. A little ridge there, but not too bad. You know, I'm surprised how many of these I actually get into, and believe it or not, the cylinders usually look pretty good. It's usually simple stuff, and I'll bet you. Let's see here. That exhaust valve. Let me. Yep. As I move the camera beat down, the exhaust valve will go down. So I bet I could probably just spray a little lubrication or up. I drop my crank. We're gonna make. Let's see here. Probably spray a little, squirts them in there, a little lubrication, and probably loosen that valve up. We'll be good to go as far as compression is concerned. Anyway, so let's see if I can't spray a little WD down in here, maybe. So you can't free that valve up a little bit. Kind of wants to free up. And all that carbon buildup though. That's that fine quality gasoline I had back in the day. Yeah, she's pretty gunked up, I tell you that. I have to get in the lift box there and keep the intake valves nice and free. Might as well give the cylinder a shot too. Now, see the valley seat pop down on its own. Well, probably not going to free up on its own. What we got here, though, is we got Mystery Cat. You helping out, huh? Mystery Cat? Good old garage cat. Keeps me company. Hangs out in the garage. Tells me what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, as it continues. All right, well, I finally got this valve out, an exhaust valve. Man, it was like really, really stuck. I want to show you this guy here. As you can see, there's like this coating here, and it is just it was locked in there. I mean, I tried and tried and tried to free it up, and I couldn't get it to break loose. Finally, in fact, I had to put a pair of channel locks on the valve just to get it to work its way out. It was so gunked up, and actually just had this layer of carbon built up on it. Most of it's actually worked its way off when I was yanking the valve out, trying to pry it out and force it out. But anyway, I don't know if you can see very well, but all in there, it's actually really dark and black and got varnish all over the place. And down on the port, you know, standard dirty old exhaust port. You know, you guys have seen that before, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I might have a cleanup reamer I can run down there and clean it all out, and a little compound in there, buffing compound, and probably lap that valve, and it should probably be all right. I don't see anything really major. See if I can get this phone to focus here better on that. But I think it'll be okay. Anyway, clean that up, a lap of compound, clean that valve guide out. At least hopefully I'll take care of our stick and valve problem, and go from there and then move on to ignition. So, and on to the next step. So I got the exhaust valve done. Kind of jump around, getting a little ahead of myself here a little bit, but I figured I'd share something with you guys. So I didn't have a valve spring compressor, so what I did is I had this old seat clamp, well, not old, but anyway, seat clamp sitting around. So I went ahead and made my own, basically, valve spring compressor. Worked out pretty dandy. It just sits down here, fits right in here, tighten it down, compress the valve. The only thing I'm still not too big fan of is, you know, these early Briggs and Strattons. They wanted to, you know, use these little, modern automotive style keepers versus the new style. They just have that little flat washer with a indentation in them. You know, I slide that washer in there and it clips on the valve and holds everything together. So, but anyway, so I went ahead and just show you. I got the exhaust valve done. I went ahead and just did the intake too. While I'm at it, might as well do them both. Put a little valve lapping compound on there, gave them a quick clean up. Everything, you know, turned out pretty good. Stripe may be a little bit narrow, but it's definitely a high hour engine. A lot of carbon. So it was probably used, I don't know, for a while on a regular daily basis or something like that. But everything cleaned up pretty nice. Got the exhaust valve free and it all back together. And moving on from there. So I got the head back on, valves back in and everything. I got some compression back. You can hear a little bit out of the exhaust port. I think it should be okay though, because it's, let's see here, complete compression at least. I think it'll be okay. I think she'll start and run without breaking the rest of the way. Now I need to get the cover off, see what's going on, why there's no spark. Put the car back on. I think it should be good to go, depending on how bad, if there's anything wrong with the coil. I'm hoping just the points are dirty. Clean the tank out, clean the line out, and we'll go from there. But anyway, I'm going to get this cover off, see what's going on with the ports, and I'll be right back. So I just want to share with you guys a little bit here on this. I had a little problem getting this nut off. Anyway, it is a regular right-hand thread. Took quite a bit of heat to get it off. I used just my MAP gas torch. Just ran it on the edge of the guy here, so most of the heat just, you know, went to the nut there. But anyway, it is a right-hand nut. Took a little while to get it off. I ended up getting the impact out. But anyway, she cracked loose. She come off. Just in case you're wondering, 1 1/16 is the size of the nut on that. But anyway, now it's time for, well, I didn't quite have a puller, but You know, nothing like the good old your fancy schmancy helper or whatever budget tools steering wheel puller. It's got the right threaded nut, so if anybody has one of those, except I'm not going to use that puller. I'm going to use this puller instead. It's got a little more meat to it. So if we can't get that flywheel pull off, go from there. So I got the puller on there. Let's go ahead and see if I can't get her to pop off here. I'll put a little preload on it. Oh yeah, there you go. Like nothing. Wasn't even hardly on here. And there's the coil. Just see here, look real quick. Huh. A lot of goop there. That looks okay. Let's see what's going on. I'm actually really surprised how well built these Model Zs are. I mean, they're definitely made for an industrial application. Everything about it. I mean, just the flywheel housing, the way it's mounted, thick cast iron. They still use the regular, the early Briggs FH type, coil. So let's see here. And they're opening. Looks like they're just all corroded. So anyway, I'll get the meter out, get the continuity tester out, go through everything and see what's going on. So I got everything apart, got the points cleaned up. Anyway, I want to show you guys how I want you to go ahead and set this spring block. This little plastic piece right here is the points contact spring block, and you see once you loosen the screws you can move it. Anyway, what you do is you get on the cam the points at the most open position right there, and then you take a 1/16 feeler gauge, you stick it in there, and you just basically push down on that. Then you tighten these screws up. That's how you set your spring preload on the points. And then after that, you go ahead and double check, make sure you got 20 thousandths. If not, you can go ahead and adjust it. Anyway, it's like that. That feels pretty good. And we'll go from there. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, there goes the keyway. Don't want to lose that. That's a pretty important part, isn't it? So anyway, get the little wrenches and we'll go ahead and adjust the points, set them to 20 thousandths, and we'll go from there and see what we get. Well, that's about as far as we're going with this one at the moment. After I set the points, spring block and all the other goodies, checked everything out, and yeah, I figured, well, we'll go ahead and home out the coil. I'm home out the magneto coil just to see, what it looked like, and lo and behold, there's no secondary side, high voltage side. I have no continuity whatsoever. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go ahead and pull the coil off, coil assembly off. I may have another spare from another FH project. I don't know if a Briggs FH coil will work on there. But anyway, that's it for now. We'll go ahead and pull the coil off and go through it. I may be able to fix it. I've had a few that it was just a little corrosion on the last little bit of windings and the wires. But who knows? But anyway, stay tuned and we'll go from there. So I want to show you guys. So I went ahead and and I ohmed out the coil, and I got no continuity through it whatsoever. And I've heard a few people talking about that, even though they didn't get no resistance measurements through there, The coil still went ahead and worked. So I went downstairs and put it on the workbench and wired her up there. And sure enough, I got a spark out of it. So I threw everything back in here real quick, just to see what would happen. And sure enough, see if I can show you guys here. Using my cordless drill, I'm gonna wind this baby over. Oh, anyway, let's try this again. That's, I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to, that's pretty good spark right there. That's snapping a good 1/4 inch. So I would say that coil should be good to go. So what I'm gonna do is pull the flywheel off, put everything else back together, button her up. I don't know, we should be good to go, I think. The only thing left is like a fuel system, clean everything out. Hey, we got compression, we got spark, throw a little fuel at her, and I think the old girl's gonna run. So stay tuned. Hey guys, so jumping ahead a little bit here. I just want to go over with you. I finally got her running. Took a little bit. The original coil, mag coil that was in there that I thought would work, and then I opened out and it had no continuity. It turned out to be that the engine would not run on that coil. She backfired and popped and basically set the carb on fire a couple times. I thought, well, this isn't working. This is the one I ended up pulling out, the original one that was in there. I'm gonna try to give you a close up. The secondary side of the high voltage side had no continuity whatsoever. I did get a spark out of it. I set it up on the bench, hooked it up, used 6-volt battery. I got a spark out of it, but it was kind of yellow, but apparently wasn't enough to get the job done. So I had a spare coil of a Briggs Model Y. Set it up down there, and it definitely had a far greater spark. I mean, it shoot a spark 1/2 inch long. So I went ahead and put that in here. Got the spark going. Then I went through the whole fuel system. The tank was just immaculately clean. I couldn't believe how clean the tank was, even the lines. I'll grab the camera, bring it over here and show you in a minute. The shut-off valve, the sediment ball, I went through, cleaned it all out. Did get her to fire up and run. Man, she was angry, let me tell you. Snorting, popping, backfiring, you know. Fiddled with the carb adjustments a little bit, get everything down. I think it was, I'm guessing, because you could hear leakage out of the valves. It's probably basically the valve contact between the seat and the valve is just a very narrow line. I mean, not even barely a 1/16. I usually like a little more than that. So I think the more I ran it, the valve set in. But anyway, at this point, she purrs like a kid. She start right up, stop blowing flames and all that other crazy crap that these old Briggs kind of like to do. So anyway, let's give her a whirl and show you how she runs here. Watch you make a liar on me. I'm not starting it up. see, the old girl runs pretty good. I'm really impressed. Bring her right down to purr, just sit there and idle away. Yeah, no exhaust, it's pretty loud. Hopefully I didn't hurt my phone mic too bad, but yeah, I think at this point now I'm going to give the old girl a good cleaning. Best $10 I ever spent, I got to tell you. I was going to sell it, but now I'm actually thinking I'm probably going to hang on to it, give it a good cleaning. I'm not going to do any crazy painting or anything like that. For right now, just give her a good cleaning and put her downstairs for the rest of the fully restored Briggs models I got. I got FH, I really did nice, and Briggs Model M. And move on to the next project. So hey, I just wanted to give you an update before I close this video out. First off, thanks for watching my first ever YouTube video. It was quite the experience. I've enjoyed watching everybody else's videos and their projects, and I figured I'd start sharing some of mine. I just want to touch on a few things on that motor. It was made in October 1942. I think I said 1938. It's 1942. Few questions I've had pertain to the head gasket. I did reuse the old head gasket. It seemed to work fine. I've heard of people doing that. I've never done it until now, but it did work fine. The motor's not going to go to be used, every day. So just for what I'm going to do with it and show purposes, it'll be fine. Let's see what else. Touch a little bit on the ignition coil. People, they talk about, you hear, the coil will be fine. I don't have any continuity, and on the secondary side, the high voltage side, it'll run fine, it'll work fine. This case, it just didn't work. But the coil I did putting in there was from a Briggs Model Y. It ohmed out, I think, 22 ohms on this, 2200 ohms on the secondary side. The other one, it just wouldn't run very well. In fact, it didn't run at all. It backfired and popped and made a whole bunch of chaos and confusion. Let's see here what Peter asked about the coil. That's about it. The little gasket when it was made. Other than that, a few other projects coming up next. I don't know. I'll show you. I've got maybe it'll be this guy here. I may start on the Chevy, and then I have the generator. That's kind of I've already started on that. It's Owen 12.5 JC. I'm waiting for a demand regulator. I need to pick one of those up before I really try to run. I tried running it on just straight, house gas pressure. You really need the demand regulator. And then I have I got, there's quite a few to start on. Briggs Model H and L1. But I think what I'm actually going to do, which would be a cool project, is downstairs. I have a Briggs PV that's another one I picked up at auction really cheap, and it's all there. It's an early. It's like right after when Motor Wheel Briggs took over, bought out Motor Wheel or whatever they did. So I think that'll be a real cool project to restore that motor. So anyway, in closing out, thanks for watching my video, and stay tuned, and hopefully, I know I'll get into some more other projects, and I hope you enjoy those too. So, see you.